8 Republicans bucked U.S. President Donald Trump's party, which has a majority in the Senate yesterday, to vote in favor of forcing Trump to consult with Congress before conducting military operations against Iran. The resolution requires Trump to remove troops who are engaged in hostilities with Iran unless Congress declares war or passes a resolution allowing the specific use of force. Good morning, I'm Sarah Sapsanama and these are the headlines of the hour. A parliamentary committee urges investigations against former Chief of Army Rajendra Chetri, alleging him of institutional corruption within the Nepal Army. Co-chair of the ruling NCP, Pushpa Kamal Dahal, says it was a wise decision on behalf of the former Maoist rebels to embrace the peace process as the People's Movement Day was observed. U.S. President Donald Trump's ability to wage war on Iran without congressional approval limited in a Senate bill passed by his fellow Republicans. And AC Milan and Juventus settled for a 1-1 draw in the first leg semi-final match of Coppa Italia. Ronaldo's goal scored through a penalty kick controversial. Let us begin with the national political updates. The lawmakers in the parliamentary committee have urged investigations against former Chief of Army Staff Rajendra Chetri, alleging his involvement in institutional corruption. During the meeting of the State Affairs Committee under the House of Representatives held yesterday, the lawmakers demanded investigations against the former Army Chief and the institutional corruption within the Nepal Army. The subcommittee led by lawmaker Rekha Sharma recommended investigations against the complaint lodged at the House panel. Navraj Silwal from the ruling Nepal Communist Party and Dilendra Prasad Badu are the member of the subcommittee. The subcommittee, while submitting the report to the committee chair Shashi Shrestha, has recommended probe against the former army chief, referring to the embezzlement during his tenure surrounding the Kathmandu-Tarai fast track and procurement of logistics for the Nepal army. Stating that the Commission for the Investigation of Abuse of Authority does not investigate the cases related with the Army, the committee members urged to investigate into the case by the committee itself without any delay. Likewise, lawmaker Renuka Gurung of Nepali Congress had lodged a complaint in the committee suspecting of irregularities in the various constructions in Army headquarters. During the meeting, committee chair Shashi Shrestha hinted to move ahead with the investigation. Likewise, the lawmakers have also demanded investigations against other high-ranking army officials. And moving on, chairman of the ruling Nepal Communist Party, Pushpa Kamal Dahal, has said that then Maoist rebels accepted the peace process, fearing that they might meet the same end as that of the rebels in Peru and Sri Lanka. Speaking at a special event held yesterday in the memory of the people who had lost their lives during the People's Movement, Dahal said the peace process was the right decision opted by former rebels. Dahal also praised the contribution of former Maoists, claiming that they played an instrumental role in the establishment of republicanism in the country.
शान्तिमा जानुपर्छ अर्को उपाय छैन यो भन्दा बढी युद्ध गर्ने भन्यो भने हाम्रो चाहिँ नियति पनि पेरुको जस्तै हाम्रो नियति पनि श्रीलङ्काको जस्तै हाम्रो नियति पनि अरु असफल सशस्त्र विद्रोहको जस्तै हुन्छ भन्ने निष्कर्षमा हामी पुगेकै कारण यो पहल भएको हो यो कुरा बुझिएन र बाइ द वे भएको हो भने जस्तो गरी लिइयो भने यो सम्पूर्ण परिवर्तनका पछाडि रहेको वैचारिक मान्यता र नेतृत्वको रणनीति नबुझेको मात्रै ठहरिन्छ.
Saying that his vision and leadership was pivotal in bringing the transformation in the nation, Dahal urged the former CPN-UML faction within the Nepal Communist Party not to underestimate the Maoist faction. The program was attended by Vice Chairman Bamdev Gautam, General Secretary Bishnu Podal, Pradeep Gewali, Yuvraj Gewali, among other leaders. However, co-chair of the ruling party and Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli failed to show up at the event. Meanwhile, Nepal Communist Party Vice Chairman Bamdev Gautam emphasized on the need to compensate the families of some 300 former CPN-UML cadres who lost their lives during the armed insurgency era. Now, it has already been 13 years since the then CPN Maoists came into political mainstream in 2006 after concluding the armed revolution that started in 1996. The country had not only adopted the federal structure after promulgation of the constitution through the Constituent Assembly, but once rival political bodies, the then CPN-UML and CPN Maoists have formed the two-third majority government after uniting as Nepal Communist Party. We have a report.
At a time when the ruling Nepal Communist Party is observing the 25th anniversary of the revolution, the then rebel groups have been split into many factions. One of the groups have now united with the then rival group erstwhile CPN-UML, agreeing to celebrate the anniversary of the People's War and the People's Movement under joint banner. Before unifying, the then CPN-UML did not recognize the Maoist insurgency as the People's War. Prime Minister K.P. Sharma Oli was a major critic of the insurgency. However, the leaders of the erstwhile CPN-UML are ready to accept that the People's Movement was the joint impact of armed and peaceful movement. They also point out that the day is highly significant for the political achievement, including the republicanism and federalism, among others.
यो उपलब्धि प्राप्त भएको हुनाले त्यो जनयुद्धको पनि स्वाभाविक रूपमा गणतन्त्र ल्याउनको लागि चाहिँ एउटा महत्त्वपूर्ण भूमिका रहेको छ र जनआन्दोलनको पनि भूमिका रहेको छ। त यी दुवै चीजको भूमिका रह्यो नेपालको राजनीतिमा। जनआन्दोलनले मात्रै पनि गणतन्त्र ल्याउने सम्भावना तत्काल थिएन, जनयुद्धले मात्रै पनि गणतन्त्र ल्याउने सम्भावना थिएन। यो सबैलाई मिलाउँदाखेरि आजको यी उपलब्धिहरू संघीयता, गणतन्त्र, धर्मनिरपेक्षता, समावेशी समानुपातिक प्रतिनिधित्व जस्ता विषयहरू यो जनआन्दोलन र जनयुद्ध दुवैको फ्युजनबाट, दुवैको मिलनबाट भएको हो।
Although the ruling party is marking the anniversary of a historic day, a host of 10-year conflict-era issues are yet to be resolved. The ruling Nepal Communist Party, which includes the then rebel groups, is not only the largest political party of the country, but is also running a powerful government which enjoys two-third majority. According to the leaders, it is the right time to settle the conflict-era issues to avoid any extreme consequences. Especially, the issues of the transitional justice have remained unaddressed. As the major political forces, including Nepali Congress and left parties who agreed to establish the republicanism by abolishing the monarchy, are more focused on power-centric tussle, the issues of transitional justice and economic development have remained overshadowed.
Time now for a short break. For more news, do stay with us. Time now for the international update. US President Donald Trump's ability to wage war on Iran without congressional approval has been limited in a Senate bill passed by his fellow Republicans. The Iran War Powers Resolutions was approved by a vote of 55 to 45 hours after Trump warned that it would make America less safe from Iran. The House passed a version of the bill in January after Trump ordered the killing of a top Iranian general. Trump is expected to veto the bill once it reaches the White House. Yesterday, 8 Republicans bucked the president's party, which has a majority in the Senate, to vote in favor of forcing Trump to consult with Congress before conducting military operations against Iran. The resolution requires Trump to remove troops who are engaged in hostilities with Iran unless Congress declares war or passes a resolution allowing the specific use of force.
Because he did not have a good plan for how to react to the aftermath of the war. We have now more troops deployed to a region into the Middle East. And in fact, we have 15,000 more troops in the Middle East today than there were when President Trump took office. So for a man who said that he was going to lower the number of troops in the Middle East, under his watch, we now have 15,000 more.
Thank you so much, very much.
Now, in our Public Voice segment, we had asked the participants of the National Folk Drama Festival, what role does culture play to lead the country towards prosperity? Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public Voice.
अहिले तपाई हेर्नुभयो भने विदेशीहरुले चाहिँ हाम्रो चीज खोज्न आइरहेछ के
यिनी हामी कथामा कति रिच छौँ के अनि हामीले चाहिँ हाम्रो चिज जोगायौँ भने चाहिँ यो त हामी यो प्राज्ञिक रूपमा यो सांस्कृतिक रूपमा यो यति समृद्ध हुन्छौँ तीननिर साकार हुन्छ क्या समृद्ध नेपाल र सुखी नेपाली क्या
हाम्रो संस्कृति खालि बोली र भाषणमा मात्रै होइन संस्कृति जोगिँदैन यसरी हामीले संस्कृति जोगाउनको लागि सबभन्दा पहिला हामीले लोक संस्कृतिमाथि धावा बोल्नुपर्छ लोक संस्कृतिलाई हामीले उजागर गर्नुपर्छ
नयाँ पुस्तालाई पनि जोड्यो पुरानो पुस्तालाई पनि अब चाहिँ साँच्चै हाम्रो देश बहुभाषिक भएछ है भन्ने कुराको चाहिँ अत्यन्त राम्रो फिल गरायो भन्ने मलाई लागेको छ
यस्तो नाटक अब बुझ्नको लागि अब नाटक देखाइसकेपछि वास्तवमा देख्ने मान्छेले प्रायःजसो त्यो ठाउँको जुन एउटा लोकालिटी हुन्छ नि धर्म संस्कृतिसँग जोडिएको त्यो बुझ्नलाई
युवाहरूले चाहिँ पहिलाको संस्कृतिहरूलाई चाहिँ र भावनाहरूलाई चाहिँ जोगाइराख्नु पर्ने रहेछ भन्ने कुरा ज्ञान सिकायो
लोक संस्कृति लोक संस्कार र यी हाम्रा परम्परागत कुराहरूलाई जगेर्ना गर्नका लागि चाहिँ यी नाटकहरू साध्य हुन्छन्
We have more news coming up, but right now it's time for yet another short break. It's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
And the question is, what is the reason for the inability to develop high-quality seeds suitable to Nepalese soil? Your options are A, lack of relevant study, B, exodus of scientists, and C, not in government's priority. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Time now for the sports update.
Sports news.
Cristiano Ronaldo scored a late penalty in injury time to help Juventus salvage a 1-1 draw against 10-man AC Milan in the first leg semi-final match of Coppa Italia. In the match played at AC Milan's home ground last night, nearly 73,000 spectators were present, which was a record for an Italian Cup semi-final. A good shot by AC Milan's Ante Rebic in the 28th minute was well saved by Juventus goalkeeper Buffon. Juventus looked sluggish in the beginning and had to wait until the 36th minute for its first shot on target. After a goalless first half, Ante Rebic finally broke the deadlock by scoring in the 61st minute to give AC Milan a 1-0 lead. AC Milan were reduced to 10 men after Theo Hernandez was sent off in the 71st minute following a second yellow card. In the injury time, Cristiano Ronaldo's scissor kick volley hit Calabria on the arm from point-blank range, and the referee awarded a penalty after reviewing the incident through VAR. Ronaldo easily converted the spot kick to end the match at 1-1 and saved Juventus from suffering a loss. The second leg semi-final matches between the two teams is scheduled for 4th of March. Now, the ongoing Martyrs Memorial A Division League is nearing its end for this season. 3 matches are scheduled for today. The first match that kicked off just a while ago has Himalayan Sherpa Club up against New Road team NRT. Both the clubs failed to end the league in top 6 spots. The second match will see 3-Star Club play against Chassel Youth Club. 4th place 3-Star has 23 points from 12 matches so far and is looking forward to climbing to the 3rd spot with a win over Chassel today. Meanwhile, Chassel Youth Club is in the 8th position in the league table with 15 points. Chassel's Dinesh Rajbansi, who had faced disciplinary action, is preparing to make a comeback in today's match. The All Nepal Football Association (ANFA) had imposed a 90-day ban on Dinesh for violating discipline. Likewise, today's last match will see Jaulakhel Youth Club lock horns with defending champions Manang Marsyangdi Club. Manang is looking forward to end the season in the 3rd position with a win today. However, if 3-Star manages to produce a win and Manang loses the match, the club will have to settle for the 4th place. Manang currently has 25 points. Tomorrow's match between Tribhuvan Army Club and Machindra Club will be the title decider. Nepal put up a mixed performance in the just concluded ICC World Cup League 2 Triangular Series held in Kathmandu. Despite losing both the matches against Oman, Nepal emerged victorious in both the matches against USA. We have a report.
A single team will play some 36 matches within 3 years in the League 2. It means that Nepal will have 32 more matches to show their mettle. Playing their first home series after bagging their one-day status, Team Nepal doesn't have much of an experience in the 50-over format. Nepal has earlier hoped to bag at least 6 points from 4 matches, however could only manage 4 points after 2 wins over USA and 2 losses against Oman. Players of Team Nepal said that they took the series to collect more one-day experience.
यो सिरिजबाट अब धेरै कुराहरू सिक्ने पनि मौका पाएको छ हैन नयाँ नयाँ प्लेयर्सहरु पनि भनौं न हामीले इमर्ज भएको देख्यौं हैन सो एज अ टिम चाहिँ अझ हामीले चाहिँ ओडीआई साइकलमा अझ धेरै होमवर्क गर्न जरुरी छ जस्तो लाग्छ हैन र चान्सेस पनि छ अब राम्रो टिम अब युएसए लाई हराएछौं भने अब ओमानसँग पनि हामी अब क्लोज नै थियो हैन.
The biggest positive of the series for Nepal was the emergence of youngsters Kushal Malla and Shushan Bhari. Kushal became the youngest player in one-day international to strike a half-century, while Shushan Bhari finished the series with 11 wickets from 4 matches.
We have to be very sharp next हाम्रो तीनटा टुर छ नामिबिया PNG र स्कटल्यान्डको लागि and again we don't want to leave it too late किनकि हाम्रो नेपाल क्रिकेटको इतिहास हेर्ने हो भने जहिले पनि रन रेट भनौं न पानी हैन यस्तो कुराहरुले भनौं एफेक्ट गर्छ सो यो पाली चाहिँ if we can come up with professional performance.
Nepal now has the objective of finishing in the top 2 position in the League 2. With 32 matches remaining, it is too early to speculate about Nepal's performance in the championship. But one thing is for sure, the batsmen from Team Nepal do need to put up a better performance in the coming matches.
Before we wrap up, here's a look at the top stories once again. A parliamentary committee urges investigations against former Chief of Army Rajendra Chhetri, alleging him of institutional corruption within the Nepal Army. Co-chair of the ruling NCP Pushpa Kamal Dahal says it was a wise decision on behalf of the former Maoist rebels to embrace the peace process as the People's Movement Day was observed. US President Donald Trump's ability to wage war on Iran without congressional approval limited in a Senate bill passed by his fellow Republicans. And AC Milan and Juventus settle for a 1-1 draw in the first leg semi-final match of Coppa Italia. Ronaldo's goal scored through a penalty kick controversial. And that's all for the moment. Keep watching Kantipur Television HD for more news and entertainment. Have a great day ahead.